What's going on, everybody? I hope you're doing well. This is a Roaming Prepper channel, and I'm your host, Pete. And today we're going to talk about a scenario where you could conceivably have 100% survivability. What am I talking about? I'll be right back, and I'll tell you what's on my mind. For those of you who have been here before, this is the Roaming Prepper channel, host and founder, Pete. And normally, I focus on either product reviews or preparedness scenarios, a lot of which involve traveling, hence the name, the Roaming Prepper. I am into preparedness and I travel a lot, or I used to, and I probably will again at some point. So I wanted to share all that with you. But today, we're not going to talk about product reviews or preparedness. I actually want to talk about something different, something that gives you 100% survivability if you follow my advice. Now, I know that title's a bit clickbaity. I did that on purpose because it's a scenario where we literally could survive 100%. And why do I bring it up? So, what can you survive 100% of? This is something my sensei, when I was a kid in New York City, taught me. He was a homicide cop and a Vietnam vet. Great guy, real shit of a dude, too. It's hard to explain. Anyway, if you knew Vietnam Airborne guys, you'd probably understand exactly what I'm talking about. He said, no matter how hard I train you, no matter what techniques I teach you, how quick you can improvise, doesn't matter. You will survive 100% of the fights you don't get into in the first place. That was pretty profound. At the time, we're like, well, duh, because we were like 14, 15, 16, and we knew everything. But now, looking back with the wisdom of many years, I realize he's 100% right. Now, another way we've put it in our preparedness community is picking your battles. Choose when to pick a fight and when it's not worth fighting. Now, why do I bring this particular subject up? That's really not prepping. That's more common sense, you would think. But in light of what's been happening, the hurricanes in North Carolina, the hurricane in Florida, which was very well handled by Mr. DeSantis and his team, his whole team, everybody, and the people of Florida, the incident on October 7th in Israel and the subsequent wars that have broken out because of that, the instability, the attempted assassinations of President Trump, other instabilities around the way people are behaving, you will have a lot of opportunity between now and the election and probably past the election in these socio-economic times, because it's not one without the other. They're together, to get into confrontation. And the question is, when do you and don't you? Now, I know what my prerogatives are. I know what my priorities are. At the end of the day, I'll give you the thought that I have. At the end of the day, I want everybody to go home roughly in the same condition with which they left their home in the morning. From a work standpoint, I want my crews, I want my engineers, my field techs, my operators, my crane guys, my drone pilots, whoever's out there doing work on my behalf on one of my projects. I want everyone to go home to their husbands, wives, spouses, girlfriends, boyfriends, kids, pets, whoever is important or whatever is important to them, and they go home and go about their lives. You need to take the same approach to preparedness in your day-to-day conduct. Whatever you're doing, whatever you're thinking of doing, the bottom line should be, is this going to help me get home or stay safe or get home safely in the event something happens? If you can't answer yes to that most basic question, then the training you're taking, whatever it may not be useful. The equipment, the item you're purchasing, if it doesn't help you stay safe or get home safe, it's not useful. Take, for instance, an emergency radio. I have two of them. I have an Eaton, which is like 12 years old. It was even our B point. Now it's kind of janky and it still works. Paid $50 for it on sale. I got a Running Snail, which is some weird off-brand that I've had for 5 years now, and it works great too. Will it help me get home safe or stay safe once I'm somewhere at home? Yes. How? Well, I can use it to monitor weather, make decisions to protect myself and my loved ones based on the information provides. You kind of get what I'm saying here. So a lot of things we do, your first aid kit, your bug out bags, antibiotics, your regular meds, having good clean water to drink, potable water for flushing and hygiene, etc. All of these things you could probably justify and say yes. But there's one we tend to actually walk into these problems and we don't think about it, and that's in the street. People are so triggered, so irate, so edgy that they are looking to provoke people. And I've even caught myself being very short-tempered with people out in public because they do dumb shit. And I'm like, what is wrong with you? And, I'm cursing at them in my car. But in reality, and very often I have to check myself, what is that accomplishing? You're going to see a lot of political and social instability, many of whom are not right. Unfortunately, these kind of times where it's stressful, economically difficult, social, there's a lot of controversy, a lot of conflict, tends to give voice and boldness to the worst of our society, both on the left and on the right and anywhere in between. The assholes come out, if you want to put it another way. Just because someone insulted you is not grounds to go get in a confrontation. Just because someone insulted your wife. Do I like that? No. If he's close enough, might I grab him and throttle him a little? Maybe. But do I want to go pick a fight? What if I go down? I did not see something and I approach the individual and say his buddy shoots me or stabs me or hits me from behind. Now I'm down and my wife is defenseless or my grandchild is defenseless. You see what I'm saying? To look at the big picture. Is the confrontation, the argument worth somebody not coming home? Now, there are going to be cases. I know someone's sitting here going, well, sometimes you have, yes. Okay. I'm in a parking lot. I'm trying to load my wife, my granddaughter, and someone blocks me in and they become belligerent. At that point, there are a lot of boxes that take you from a verbal confrontation to possibly a lethal confrontation, because depending on how it pans out. Somebody presents a knife to me, I'm not going to turn my back on him. If I'm not at a distance, I'm going to have to choose either to give up my stuff or engage. And even if I give up my stuff, there's no guarantee they won't stab me anyway. So more than likely, my only choice is to engage in some way, shape, or form. But if he's across the parking lot waving a knife around, I don't need to go over there and challenge him. It doesn't matter what he said about my mom or me or my color or my religion or the color of my truck or my dog is too fat. It doesn't matter. Are your decisions getting you and the people in your circle, and the people you care for, love, or are friends with, home safely? If they're not, you need questions. You need to rethink your course of action. And I'm going to repeat that. If the actions you are taking, if the things you are doing are not enhancing your safety, your well-being, or ensuring people get home safe, we really need to reconsider, is what I'm doing really worth it? I wanted to leave you with that one. Times are going to get weird, and depending on who wins, even if, regardless of which way it goes, somebody's going to be pissed off. Someone's going to take to the street. They're going to lash out. We all need to be vigilant. We also need to pick our fights. Some shit ain't worth it. Throw things at my truck. I don't care. I got insurance. Break into my truck with occupants in it. You've changed the equation, and now I have a different course of action. Make those decisions and think ahead. How would I react if something like this happened? Remember, if you're not getting everyone home safe, then we need to rethink your course. You guys be good. Be safe out there. God bless. And I'll see you on the next video.